Hello, Professor. My project is Personal Financial Management application developed using Rious. This application is designed to help users manage their budget and track expenses with a straightforward interface and intuitive operations, making personal financial management both easy and effective. Okay, in this application, you can set your budget. Let me try 500, and if you click update budget, your budget will update it, and this is your remind budget. If you add some expense, then the remind budget will be calculated. Let me try the $100 add expense. The expense will be shown here, description, amount, and this is the button to delete your expense. If you click delete, your budget will also be updated. Also, if you set an unavailable budget, maybe it's negative. If it's negative and you click update budget, you will get a warning about you have exceeded your budget. So that is not true. And also, if we try 1,000, and we also add a code, but it's more than 1,000. If you add this expense, you will also get the wrong issues. Adding this expense would exceed your budget. Okay, let me show you the code now. Here I have the app field. In this field, we integrate the application with case-state variables using the use state hook. This variable includes the expenses and array that store all the expense items, budget, a number representing the user's set budget, remaining, a computed state that represents the difference between the budget and the sum of expenses, indicating the remaining budget. The use effect hook plays a crucial role here. It reacts to changes in the expenses array or the budget value. The hook calculates the total expenses by iterating over the expenses array and summing up the amount. This total is then subtracted from the budget to update the remaining budget. This automatic recalibration ensures that users have up-to-date feedback on their financial standing immediately after any transaction is added or budget is altered. Furthermore, with this field, we define functions like add expenses and set new budget. The add expenses function checks if the new expense can be covered by the remind budget before adding it to the expenses array. If not, it alerts the user, preventing overspending. The set new budget function simply updates the budget state with the new value, ensuring the input is parsed as a float to handle any decimal value correctly. Then we have the budget field. This component allows user to input and update their budget. It analyzes local state input to hold the value of the budget as the user types. The handle change function updates this local state whenever the input field changes, ensuring the component stays in sync with the user's input. The handle submit function is triggered when the user submits the form. This function prevents the default form submission behavior, ensuring the page does not reload, which is typically in single page application built with Rious. It updates the global budget state by calling set budget, passing the new input value, and then reset the local input state to clear the form, making the UI ready for another input if necessary. Then we have the expense form here. In this component, users can add new expenses, 2 pieces of local state, description, and amount. I use it to capture the user's input for each part of expenses. The form submission is handled by the handleSubmit function. This function validates the input, ensuring that the amount is positive, and then constructs the expense object, which is passed up to the add expense function. In here, yes. The integration of this function allows the expense form component to effectively manage input validation, expense creation, and communication with the parent component. After adding the expense, the form fields are reset to their initial state, ready for another entry. And now we have the expense list. In this component, it uses a table format to display the description and the amount of each expense, along with an action column for deleting an expense. The handleDelete function is attached to the delete button for each expenses, allowing users to remove expense by filtering out the expense at the specified index. This component not only provides a visual representation of expenses, but also incorporates interactive elements that empower users to manage their expenses actively. The dynamic updating of the list, triggered by user actions like deletion, demonstrates the reactive nature of the reactor framework, ensuring that the UI is always in sync with the underlying data. By breaking down those components and their function tests, we see how the application ensures a seamless and responsive user experience, facilitating effective financial management in structured yet flexible manner. So through this application, users can effectively manage their personal finances, staying within budget while also being able to adjust their budget as need changes. This project demonstrates the power of React in building responsive and user-friendly web applications. I hope you can enjoy this project and find it practically helpful in your life. Thank you.